So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is, it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. If you're watching this either live or listening to this live or on the replay of the video or the podcast, welcome. So excited to have you here. If you've been following along for the last couple videos / podcast episodes, I have been really walking you guys through some foundations, some really important stuff about how to grow your network marketing business online, which I know so many of you guys want to be able to do because you want to be location independent, you want freedom. That's what I want. That is exactly why I got started in this industry, not necessarily like so I can live the laptop lifestyle in Bali or whatnot, right? But just so I can have control over when and where I do my business and not be tied to an office. And so there's a couple things on social media that we really have to keep in mind if we want to be successful. And the most common question I get is, how can I avoid being salesy? Literally, I don't care what platform, I don't care who it is, that is just the most common question that all people ask. There is a fear of being salesy. And so I want to talk you guys through some high-level stuff, some mindset stuff, just briefly, and then some very actionable tips on what you can do to avoid being salesy. So if you don't know me and you're not familiar with who I am, I'm Soraya Goddard. I am so excited to be connecting with you and sharing just a little bit of what I know on network marketing and online sales and social media, and how all of those can be together kind of in a beautiful marriage. Thank you guys so much if you're hopping on live. Love you. I'm recording this on a Saturday night. It is like, 8:15 East Coast time, but it's that time of year where it's super bright outside, so it feels like it's 4 p.m. still. And I am like post-workout, no makeup on. So podcast listeners, you're lucky you're not watching me right now. Anyways, so excited to have you guys here. So let me talk about what really holds people back from bringing their all to social media. It's that fear of being salesy. And really, I'll give you my 2 cents on this. I think that when we scroll on social media, no matter what platform you're on, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you see other people being salesy, right? And you immediately get like a knot in your stomach or like that's gross. And you do not want to be that person. But oftentimes people don't know why they're getting that visceral reaction, that repellent feeling. They don't know why they're turned off, but they know they're turned off. And so a lot of times we have trouble identifying what it is we don't want to be doing. And so let me see if I can shed some light on that for you if that's what you're feeling. You know you don't want to be salesy, and for whatever reason, it's holding you back from showing up online. Before I do that, though, I want to share with you that was me not too long ago. I was terrified of showing up online. In fact, not only was I terrified of showing up online, I was terrified of basically everything in social media in terms of sales. I was terrified of people thinking I was dumb. I was terrified of people judging me. I was terrified of people not wanting what I had. I was so wrapped up in wanting approval, even though I didn't think so, and I'm a really confident person, and I really don't typically act that way. Deep down, when I really analyzed it, I was afraid of what other people were thinking, and I didn't want to turn people off. And so that held me back from showing up as myself. And here's what I ended up doing, and I'm sharing this with you guys because I think so many of you will understand and resonate with what I'm about to tell you. So instead of showing up fully as myself, no holds barred, just with whatever I really felt on my heart, I was basically looking for inspiration from other successful network marketers, right? I was like, oh, well, that's what they're doing to make it work. So let me do that, or let me do my version of that. And unfortunately, what that created was inauthentic social media. It wasn't me. And so guess what? Here's the rub. The thing that I was trying to avoid, being inauthentic, was exactly what I was doing, because I thought there was a formula, or I thought there was something you were supposed to do. I thought there was a method, an exact way to show up online as a network marketer. And here's what I have learned. I have learned that the only way to not be salesy is to show up as you. Is to show up as you, your authentic self, and to be in alignment with what you're passionate about, okay? Be passionate about the thing that you love and share that passion authentically. Share stories, share results, share the things that fire you up, and speak in your own human language. And I think that that's where so many of us have missed the mark in the past, or continue to miss the mark on social media as a network marketer, because we're trying to be someone that we're not, right? Maybe you're cutting and pasting a status from a top leader in your company, or maybe you saw someone in another company or in a generic network marketing group do something, and so you format your posts like that person. Here is what I would ask you to do. Really take an inventory of how you show up online. Are you showing up with an F it attitude, like, hey, look, this is me, like it or not? Or are you doing something because you think it's going to work? To me, there's a big difference. And I was guilty for literally years of doing the former. It's only when I showed up as myself, and it's only when I showed up from the heart, it's only when I showed up talking about the things that fired me up, that's when I started getting results. So number one, like my overarching tip for you is to really avoid trying to be something else and trying to be an imitation of somebody else. Now, you might not even realize that you're doing it, and you might not be doing it. So for those of you this doesn't apply to, then that's totally cool. But really take a look at, what are you doing online? Are you doing it out of inspiration, or are you doing it out of looking at somebody else and being in more of a copying energy? I hope that makes sense. Because I think when you do it from natural inspiration, that is where the magic happens. So let me give you a couple more practical tips on what I think works to really avoid being salesy on social media. So when you are speaking from the heart, when you are speaking just off the cuff, you are going to speak like a normal human being. And that is my number one tip for being authentic and not being salesy on social media. Speak like a human being. Speak like a human. And what that means is that if you and I were out getting a cup of coffee together, if you and I were out to dinner, if you and I were sitting on my couch in my living room, what would you be speaking to me like? That is how you should be speaking on social media. But for some reason, so many top leaders, so many not top leaders, like so many wannabe top leaders, speak online in these weird, like, you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. They're like these giant, massive diatribes with emojis and like kind of weird, hypey language. I don't know like who is teaching that or why that's popular, but it drives me crazy. If you sat down, or if you just spoke to another human being and then transcribed that, that would be my number one recommendation. If you speak that in a way that is authentic to you, or if you post in a way that's authentic to you, it's just not going to be salesy. Like, because we don't speak in sales hype in real world, right? You don't go out to someone, go to coffee with someone and go, hey, are you looking to join my team? Like, nobody does that. You go, hey, look, I have no idea whether this is something you'd be interested in, but I'd love to chat with you about it. Is that cool? Guess what? That's exactly the type of copy, that's exactly the type of language, that's exactly the wording that is going to be authentic and not come across as salesy. So number one tip, speak like a human being. If you don't know how to do this, and I'm dead serious, like there are people who, sorry, excuse me one second. Okay, I've got a dog at my foot who is trying to chew a dog bed. This is real life video, real life podcasting. So if you are one of those people who is not even sure if your language is off or if you are coming across as salesy, here's like a little tip you can do. You can use your voice recorder on your phone and just speak and pretend that somebody is sitting in front of you and you're talking about your thing, your product, your service, your opportunity, or you're just telling a story. Like just tell it, dictate it right into your phone, and then use that type of language for your posts. Okay, I've gone way too deep on that one, but speak like a human, number one. Number two tip is to avoid hype. Just really avoid hype. Like, I'll tell you a post that I personally don't like seeing and I think is just really kind of weird. Congratulations to my friend Jan, who got rid of her acne with her favorite new gel product. Yay, Jan, or whatever. Like I just think those are weird, right? I would never say that in real life. And to me, maybe people are crushing it and maybe people are getting to the top of their company like that, but I don't think so. Like, I just don't think that's happening. I think it's so weird. I would never in a million years say that to a human being. I said Jan, right? Because for those of you on the podcast, Jan is actually on here. That has nothing to do with her, but her name was just in my head, I guess. So yeah, like I would never speak like that. I just think that's so awkward. I don't know. That's just me. But those kinds of posts I think are super strange. I think are just inauthentic. And I think that nobody would ever speak like that to someone that they loved or someone that they respected. So I would avoid those kind of hypey social media posts. And then I would just avoid hype in general. Like, we want to underpromise and overdeliver, right? We want to underpromise and overdeliver. So hype in general is not good for your business. It's not good for attracting people because they will pretty much always be disappointed. So that's tip number 2 to avoid being salesy. Tip number 3 is to talk in stories or tell stories. Share stories and testimonials. This is the reason why leaders always tell you that you need to show up at your team calls, your Zoom calls, your conventions, your events. Not only is it good for bonding and networking and getting to trust and, be connected with your other teammates, but you're going to hear stories. You're going to hear testimonials. You're going to pick up little tiny things. We don't want big stories. We want small success stories that we can share with people. Like, I'll give you an example. I don't want to hear about the lady who went from, a struggling mother of 3 to making $150,000 a month. Like, I don't want to hear that. What I do want to hear is, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Okay. Look, I have to share this with you guys. Literally, the dog is like taking my nasal spray out of my backpack as I'm doing this video. Whatever. This is real life. Okay, so where was I? I don't want to hear about the lady who went from struggle to millionaire necessarily, right? Like, maybe I do, but that's not going to really connect with people who are probably watching you on Facebook or watching you on Instagram, right? What they are going to connect with is like, hey, there was a mom that I know. She's a dear friend of mine. She was a single mom of 3. And she started using some products and really got results and started losing some weight. And so she dove into the business side of it. And now she is working on her own, right? You kind of want to underpromise and overdeliver. But instead, I see so many people who are like, Janet is now making $150,000 a month. Like, nobody thinks that that's even real, right? Even though it is real, nobody in your Facebook thinks that's real. They think that you're full of garbage. And that's where network marketing gets an over-hypey, salesy, weird reputation. So again, if we're trying to avoid being salesy, let's kind of underpromise and overdeliver. That's number 3. Number 4, speak authentically. And I touched on this kind of overall in the start, but speak from your heart, right? Speak as if I was actually just talking to you. I will tell you that I was terrified of Facebook Lives, even though I have spoken in public on stages and all sorts of stuff through my career. When I first started network marketing, I was terrified to go live. Terrified. I was terrified to show my face on social media. But the more you do it, the better you get. And what I mean by better is not more polished, but more authentic. And that is the key to not being salesy. So I can tell you that I am sitting in my house and, trying to do this video with my, the dog that I'm taking stuff out of my backpack here. Like, I can be okay with that. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be authentic. I'm just trying to be me, showing up to tell you about my journey in network marketing. And you guys should be doing the same thing. I'm sure many of you are, telling your journey of whatever's going on. Like, we don't need to be the next Oprah or the next Rachel Hollis or like some perfect picture of, I don't know, whatever people want to be. It's not about that. In fact, we want to be the opposite. We want to be the opposite. We want people looking at our social media and looking at our message and listening to us thinking, oh man, if she can do it, I can do it. If she can do it, I can do it. Now, not everyone has the same abilities. Not everyone will be, I don't know. Everyone's just going to show up on camera differently. You're going to show up authentically to you, and that is good, right? Don't ever try to be somebody else. That's just really my point, I guess. It's kind of my overall thesis here of this video and this podcast. Show up authentically. So speak authentically. And again, to me, that means from the heart. That means from something that you're passionate about, something that maybe you just learned, whether you're an expert or not. Those are the lives, those are the podcasts, those are the social media posts, those are the Instagram posts where if written or spoken from the heart, they will connect with your audience every single time. And my last tip for not being salesy, okay, this one is just something that I'm super passionate about teaching, is focus on educating people instead of being inspirational. Okay, focus on educating people instead of being inspiring. Because here's the thing, there's a lot of people trying to be inspiring. Like they're working the whole, I'm a boss babe, I'm conquering the world, I'm amazing, all this kind of stuff. When really, like, nobody cares about that. What people care about is, can you help them? Can you help them? So if you are showing up on social media with an energy of helping others and delivering information and delivering, maybe it's humor, maybe it's education, whatever it is, if you're showing up and helping other people in an educational manner, that is what's going to connect with people. And education doesn't have to be some big old class, right? Education can be, hey, look, guys, I went to the soccer game with my kids today and this is what happened. Something happened. I had a product with me that was able to take care of it. Here's how I used it. Step 1, 2, 3, boom. There you go. If you guys are looking to do the same thing, reach out to me. That's educational, right? So you don't have to be some social media researcher. You don't have to be an expert in your product science. In fact, I highly recommend against it. All you have to do is educate people on how you use your stuff to solve problems. And that's it. So show up and educate. Of course, if you want to go a step further and you want to educate people on the things that they are struggling with in general outside of the products that you sell, I highly recommend that. But when you come with an energy of educating and sharing really cool information with people, it doesn't come off as weird. It doesn't come off as salesy. It doesn't come off as spammy. It just shows up like, hey, look, I'm here. I've learned some stuff. I'd love to share it with you. So those are my tips. There are many more. This is something that I could literally talk about for hours because trust me, I have made every mistake in the book. I've made all of them. And so I think that it's really easy, especially when we're new in network marketing, to really look to other people for inspiration. And I'm telling you that you have it in you. Like if you just speak from the heart about your journey, if you speak from the heart about your products, your service, your opportunity, the people around you, the things that you're able to do, the way that you use your products, if you speak about the things that are inspiring to you, then I promise you, you are not going to show up as salesy because it is authentic. It is authentic. It is who you are. And that just isn't salesy. You're awesome. You're awesome. Your heart is in the right place. And so there's no way that if you're being yourself that it's going to come off as weird. I hope that that helped you guys. I hope that that has inspired you to really find your own voice. It may take a while. It may take 200 Facebook Lives. It may take 200 Instagram posts. It may take 2 years. I have no idea. It might not. It might be overnight. But once you tap into that energy of just you wanting to help people and you delivering a message that is just easy and simple and no hype and no kind of overblown stuff, I promise you people are going to connect with you. They're going to really love your energy and they're going to reach out to you. They're going to want what you have for sale. All right, guys, I hope that that helps. If you have no idea what to teach about, if you have no idea what to educate people about, I have a PDF that has been killing it. You guys are downloading this like crazy because it is so simple and it is so helpful. It is a list of 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics. Now look, It's geared towards health and wellness, but literally anyone can take those topics and switch some words out and use it. So if you're in the finance services or if you're in solar or whatever else, like still download it. It's super easy, but it's 50 Facebook Live topics that could also, quite frankly, be Instagram posts or whatever. I don't know, LinkedIn blogs or anything. It could just freaking use them on social media. They're great. But what this PDF is going to do is it's going to inspire you to really think about how you can show up and serve others and how you can show up and be that educator, how you can be like useful and helpful and value added on social media and have people really resonate with that. So if you want that, go to www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast, and you're going to see the ways that you can subscribe to my podcast. And you're also going to get a little thing where you can download that PDF. And then you're going to be on my email list, and that is super exciting because there are a lot of good things coming. For those of you guys specifically who have wanted coaching from me and who have not been able to afford one-on-one coaching, or I've been booked out for a while anyway, so a lot of you guys have reached out wanting to coach with me and I haven't had the space, then you need to keep your eyes peeled for your email list sometime later next week, probably after the 4th of July holiday. So, all right, guys, sorayagoddard.com/podcast. And I hope that helped. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Before you go though, I have something for you. If you are looking to grow your audience online via social media so that you can have people getting excited about your products and reaching out to you to learn more, then you need my cheat sheet that has 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics that will attract an audience to you. It also walks you through the secret 4-part formula that you can follow on both Facebook and Instagram that is proven to have people reaching out to you. And when you get it, I am also sending you guys an audio file for those of you who love to listen to the information on the go. You can get both of those things at www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast. Again, that's sorayagoddard.com/podcast. SORAYAGODDARD.com/podcast. Thanks so much. Chat soon.